The art piece that I chose to analyze for my final paper in this class was the building known as the Sanchi Stupa. The Sanchi Stupa is located in the Raisin district, Madhya Pradesh, in India, and is one of the most religious structures for the Buddhist followers. In addition, it is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site located northeast of the city of Bhopal and is considered to be one of the most visited pilgrimage sites and is a huge tourist attraction in the country. The Great Stupa is one of the oldest construction sites in India and was first created by Ashoka the Great, who was an Indian emperor of the Maurya dynasty. The Mauryan dynasty took place during 322 and 185 BC, during a time when famous pieces of art like the Didar Janj Yakshi release of Sanchi and the Sanchi Stupa was created. The Sanchi Stupa building is supposed to have a lot of religious and spiritual meanings, but all of them represent symbolism around the teachings of Gautama Buddha, who was the founder of the Buddhist religion. The stupa most commonly represents the life and teachings of Gautama, the legends of his previous births, and other scenes important to early Buddhism. Those lessons and teachings are found through the elaborate stone carvings and sculptures located on and inside the Sanchi Stupa. Along with the symbolism that represents Gautama Buddha, there are several construction decisions that were made to symbolize the Indian culture and their beliefs. For example, the central brick construction is considered to be the nucleus of the entire Sanchi Stupa, or the most important center of the architecture building. In addition, within the nucleus shaped construction, the stupa is crowned with a structure known as the chhatra, which symbolizes high rank within the Indian culture. The polished sandstone pillar was added to make the stone structure look more beautiful and attractive to the naked eye. With all of that being said, there are specific purposes for all of the architecture choices that were made during the construction of the Sanchi Stupa, which I will go into detail explaining next. The chatras in English means umbrella, and when you relate the English definition to the purpose of what the chatra is supposed to symbolize within the Sanchi Stupa, the chatras symbolize the various heavens of the Buddhist belief system, in addition to symbolizing royalty and protection. The yasti is within the Buddhist type architecture. There's always a spire found with three chatras or circular shaped discs. These architecture elements are always found to be the topmost element on the dome of the stupa. That is because the yasti is meant to symbolize the universe. The harmika is similar to the most common known architecture element of a fence. However, in the case of Buddhist architecture, there is a deeper meaning that arises from the harmika. The harmika, when found in a Sanchi stupa, is a fence that creates an enclosure in the shape of a square, and it is used to indicate or symbolize the location of heaven on top of the stupa. The anda in English means egg, and in this case, the anda is considered to be the massive circular solid dome shape that is the base and support for the Sanchi Stupa. This hemispherical dome is used to symbolize the dome of heaven, which encloses the earth-bared ground. Toranas is the Indian gateway, which usually is made of stone. This arched gateway marks the entrance to the Buddhist stupa and usually consists of two pillars that carry two or three transverse beams that extend beyond the pillars on either side of the stupa. There are several great works of art found on these gateways and are considered to be some of the finest examples of Buddhist art in India. They show scenes from life of the Buddha and his several previous incarnations of Bodhisattva described in the Jataka's tales, in the form of a horse, his footprints, and a canopy under the Bodhi tree where he attained enlightenment. Taranas are considered to be sacred or honorific or an honorific gateway in Buddhist architecture, but as well as with the Jain and Hindu structures and many other secular structures. What wasn't included in the previous graph is included in the secondary graph, and that would be the Chatra spire. And at one point, the Chatra evolved into a spire, or some might understand it more easily if I said an elongated cone. The Chatra spire is found at the top of a stupa and sometimes is referred to as a yasti. This architectural element is used to symbolize the axis mundi, which is a line through the Earth's center around which the universe is thought to revolve around. Secondly, the Medi, spelled Medhi, is most easily explained as being the circular terrace which is enclosed by a railing and surrounds the entire dome of the Sanchi Stupa. This allows for the faithful to circumambulate in a clockwise direction around the terrace. Sanchi, which is a small town in the state of Madhya Pradesh, is the location of several Buddhist monuments created from the 3rd century BC to the 12th century AD. From a simple hilltop temple complex arose the beautiful and well-known Great Stupa. The current Great Sanchi Stupa is 120 feet wide and 54 feet tall. Today, around 50 monuments remain on the hill of Sanchi, including 3 stupas and several temples. The monuments have been listed among the UNESCO World Heritage Sites since 1989 and allow for the study of genesis, efflorescence, and decay of Buddhist art and architecture for a period of about 1,300 years, covering almost the entire range of Indian Buddhism.